Going on, guys? How's it going today? Guys, welcome back to another Friday flipping stream, and we've got some drinks with us today because it is the Friday stream. And whew, we need to get hyped today, guys, because honestly we have been we were having a lot of trouble making a good amount of gold per hour, especially last stream, right? Last stream we got absolutely crushed by some of these margins. So I'm hoping today we can turn it around, have an awesome Friday stream, just crush some margins today, and honestly, let's see how it goes. Thank you guys for tuning in today. Definitely drop a like if you do enjoy, and let's get into it. Now, I do want to cycle into the Scythe of Vitur today. The Scythe is honestly showing a lot of upward potential here. I don't know if it's actually going to go above 600 mil, but it's definitely very, very possible. Now, there has been a huge price spike in these, kind of unexpectedly, right? So I do want to try to get in on them today, flip a couple, and see how it goes. We also have some people popping into the live chat here today. Welcome, everybody. We have some nerd as well. He says, I'm having some trouble making passives because my margins close too fast and they aren't too big to begin with. For some reason, my chat isn't working again over here, so I'm gonna have to balance both chats today. We also have Wild Muffin saying, howdy. Good to see you, Wild Muffin. Thank you for tuning in today. Now, honestly, I don't know why you'd be missing out on passive because the margins close too fast. I mean, if anything, you should be listing a little bit lower than the margin and letting the item come to you, right? We talk about that a lot. Good to see you, FZED as well. Thank you for tuning in, man. You popped in super quick from the clan chat. So let's go ahead and we have these Scythes of Vitur listed, right? I do want to do the Spectral Spirit Shields today as well. And I think I need to do another video, honestly, on passive flipping, because passive flipping in this new meta it's a little bit different. It's not as different as I would say overnight flipping is, just because the accuracy with overnight flipping now is really, really good, considering how accurate the data is, right? So it's really easy to list overnights in my experience. And really quick, we already got the Scythe of Vitur. We probably bought it for a little bit too high if it bought that quickly. So I'm hoping we can turn it around and sell it very fast as well. We'll have to see here. Take a, not that, that's too much. I actually messed up the listing here. I listed it for 1 mil too much. And that should be good right there. Okay, there we go. The chat is working now. Lawless stream today. Oh, absolutely. We are going lawless today. Thank you guys for tuning in today. No laws with the claws, and we've got the natural lime flavor here today. So we're going to sit back, crush a claw, and try to hit some good margins, guys. Let me know in the live chat if you think we're going to make a lot of money today. I really hope we are, because we need to make some money back ever since last stream, right? So let's try to get in on that Twisted Bow here. The Twisted Bow does look like the margin on it is stretching a little bit here. Currently looking a little bit over 2 mil on that Twisted Bow. Doubt we'll get that, to be quite honest, but it's definitely worth a shot trying to get into these, trying to buy one, and trying to sell it for that margin. Now we have basically all of our cash in. Oh god, I'm already worried about these we're popping into the stream. Okay, we got no laws with the claws today, and honestly these margins are looking a little bit odd. We'll have to see what happens. I mean, if that Twisted Bow flips, it's gonna be actual bank. Tyler Coleman says, hello, Scape. Good to see you, Tyler. Thank you for tuning in today, man. Salutes in the chat for Tyler. We also have Light Up the L as well. He's saying, yo, yo. Good to see you, Light Up the L, man. Hopefully you're doing well. Now, we also have some nerd. He says, the issue with passives is that the limit doesn't get filled because people or maybe bots undercut fast while I'm offline. Yeah, I mean, passive flipping, like, usually I consider is like an online thing, but I see what you're saying, like day flipping, right? So, yeah, that is a problem. If that's the case, you might maybe want to knock up those offers a little bit or leave the offers for a longer time frame. Maybe like if you're trying to do passives within like a 2 to 3 hour limit, try to go to like 4 or 6 hours. It should work out a little bit more in your favor. FU says, do you think Ferroceptors are still going to the moon? Yeah, I think it's one of those things with the Ferroceptors where it's going to take time, right? Because these changes got implemented onto the Pyramid Plunder, like, minigame, right? So now there's going to be less supply coming in for the Ferroceptors. So over time, the demand for those is going to increase, and because there's not as many coming into the game, the demand will outweigh the supply, and the price will go up. That is my personal opinion. I think that's going to happen in the long run, and if you think about it, especially if they add another use for the Ferroceptors, that's going to be the case, right? So I would just be very patient on them for now. I think it's going to be fine. I think they are going to go up in the future. It's not really something I would worry about. Because literally, it's like a change that economically, it makes sense, right? If there's less coming into the game and demand stays relatively the same, it's going to go up in price. Hold on one sec. Oh, wow. Awesome. Got a text I just wanted to look at. It's like 1 mil a day instead of 2 mil a day after live prices came out. Yeah, I mean, you know, things get easy. Some things are easier to flip. Some things are harder to flip now with these real-time prices. And anyway. Thank you for the confirmation bias. No problem, I guess. We have N saying hello. Good to see you, N. Thank you for tuning in today. Be sure to drop a like if you are enjoying. We're trying to get this scythe flipped. We're trying to get this twisted bow flipped. I'm a little bit nervous on that twisted bow, right? Because the margin on it was very, very big, and we haven't been able to sell it off at its current price point yet. So a little bit nervous on how we're going to flip that. That being said, we're looking okay on both of them as of right now. The margins haven't shifted too much away from the current listing. So I think we'll be okay. We just have to hold out the storm. We'll see if it works out. We haven't gotten any spectral shields yet, though, so I do think we want to adjust the offer on the spectral shields just because we are a little bit low on them, and I'm going to knock those up so we actually do have a competitive offer here, as the offer did change slightly. So we're going to list those back. Right now, at the current price we're going to list at, we're still looking at over a 100k margin on the spectrals, so we're still looking good on those as long as we can buy them at this price point. 500 scepters at 2.3 mil each. Whew, that could be some bank, man. Tyler Coleman says, it's sad I've lost any shred of RNG for flipping. So far, I haven't been able to make 100k in an hour. Tyler, man, let me know what you're flipping. What is your flipping strategy if you're only able to make 100k an hour? How much gold are you using? There should be a couple adjustments that I can help you make that should increase your profit per hour. Anyway, guys, happy Friday today. We're going to try to flip some items today and make a little bit of bank, guys, because honestly, this week, it's been tough for me to make some good money. So I'm hoping today we can squeeze a couple good margins in here and walk away with a lot of profit. Now, I am going to knock this scythe down a little bit here as far as our margin goes on it because we haven't been able to sell it off yet. I do think maybe it's rotating down in price. I just would like to get one off so we don't have to lose money on it. Kind of like last stream, right, where we had that scythe, we had to sell it back for a lot lower, and that actually put us in a negative spot for pretty much the rest of the stream, right? So if we can avoid that today, that would be preferable. And we're going to try to follow that item, follow the trend on it. Okay, good. That's good. We only made a little bit of money on it, but it's honestly fine because I do think this is going to come down a little bit in price. So I'm going to list a little bit lower and see if we can fill one for a cheaper price and try to flip that one to actually make a solid margin on it. We have Jake Larson popping in. He says, let's go. Enjoying the stream from a McDonald's parking lot, LOL. Shout out to McDonald's. Definitely not sponsored by them. But Jake, thank you for stopping by, man. Definitely drop a like if you're enjoying it. And cheers to you on this lovely, lovely Friday evening. Trying to get some of these larger items traded, guys. Doing my best to get them sold. But currently having a little bit of trouble getting that twisted bow off. And we still are waiting for the spectrals. We'll be very patient on both of those. We also have N in the chat. He's saying, been making 1 mil an hour with 300 mil cash stack. No idea if that is nice or not. That's a little bit on the lower side, I would say, N, but that's still pretty solid, especially if you are new to flipping. I think you're doing fine if that is the case. Maybe tune into a couple more live streams or just chat with me offline, man. We can definitely get you up to speed and improve that profit per hour. Guys, by the way, we do have a Discord group dedicated to flipping and money making in old school RuneScape. So if you would like to join us on Discord, there is a link in the description below. You can join that. We talk about flipping, money making in there all the time, and we'd love to have you in there as well. Mikhail says, I have a 10% ROI with a 40 mil cash stack. Been making 4 mil a day, and I spend 20 minutes on the GE a day. Mikhail, that is a very good, man. Congratulations on that. I'm assuming your strategy consists mostly of kind of overnight flipping and more things that are passive, right? So you're probably listing things on the Grand Exchange, logging in occasionally, and I think the real-time data really enables people to do that, right? Whereas beforehand, we didn't really have that accurate of data for these items, but now you can see the real-time prices on these items at any point in time. And what that real-time price data does is lets you predict trends way easier than you were able to in the past, which means you can make a lot of money just passive flipping. So that's awesome that you're making a lot of money, man. Congratulations and keep it up, dude. We have Tyler Coleman. He says, I have 32 mil and I've been using the flipping plugin, and that is what yeah, so Tyler, what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to kind of don't focus on the items that always have the biggest margin, right? You want to find those items that are a little bit more low-key and that are good for you. I honestly think there is still a lot of opportunity in high volume items. A lot of people are overlooking the high volume items. And honestly, I don't know why, because they really are still very, very good to flip. We did also get that Twisted Bow off for a 940k profit, which in my opinion is pretty good for the Twisted Bow. Definitely happy with that kind of margin we're looking at right there. And I'm definitely going to go back in on that as well. Try to make a little bit more money out of it before the margin shifts on us. The buy offer on that Twisted Bow did move up a little bit, so we're actually making a little bit less on this next one, but we're still in a solid spot. Mikhail says, yeah, super passive. And I think that's the best, honestly, that's the best way to start flipping right now. Because of this real-time data, you have to really shift your focus to passive flipping, right? So obviously on these streams, we do active flipping. We try to talk through our flips as best we can, but margins shift on us all the freaking time. So it's really hard for us to set passive flips on stream because yes, we can set them, but then we'd have to be sitting here for like 4 hours for these offers to actually, or for the trades to actually execute. And it's just really not worth our time to do that. It's more fun to showcase active flipping, talk with you guys about just active flipping strategy and, you know, any kind of flipping strategy, right? Like overnights, passives, investments. And that is definitely, so I'm still learning how to do like overnights and investments, right? Especially with real-time data. And it's not something I've really put a lot of time into yet or a lot of capital into. Still trying to perfect that real-time flipping because I still think I struggle with it occasionally. So anyway. Blizzard keeps showing WoW ads. I'm sorry, if you're on Twitch, you might have to come watch a few ads, so I do apologize for that. Buy low, sell high, and be patient. Absolutely, man. And it's more of like a consistency game, right? It's like every time you're going to log off, you should be setting overnight flips or any kind of flip on the Grand Exchange, right? Because if you're logged off and you're not making money and you don't have anything listed on the Grand Exchange, you are missing out on a ton of profit. So you definitely need to keep that in mind when you are flipping. And if you're trying to get more into flipping, that is definitely one of the best ways to not only improve your flipping, but again, increase your profit per day. Now, we're currently up about 1 mil, 12 minutes into the live stream, so it's actually not too bad so far, but the Twisted Bow did actually carry us to that 1 mil mark, so I do want to make sure we have another kind of item listed. That way, if we cannot get another Twisted Bow off or get that scythe going again, we do have some backup options that are going to make us some money in the meantime. And I think we're going to do the Dragon Hunter crossbow, because that is actually looking pretty good right now, in my opinion, and I think we can actually execute a few of these for a couple million GP here, as long as they fill quickly. We'll try and get 3 of them going. Sad Hub says, how do overnight flips work exactly? So basically what you want to do is you want to look at the old school RuneScape wiki page, or it's not the old school RuneScape wiki page, their price page, right? And you want to look at their like 24-hour data. You want to see where the item is trading in the past 24 hours. You can use the lows that the item has gone to in the past 24 hours to actually buy the item overnight or over a longer time frame and sell it back the next day to make money. So you want to look at the daily graph and the weekly graph to actually determine that. And I actually put out a video on overnight flipping last week. So if you want to check that out, you can go check out the channel and watch that video. We also have another video coming out tomorrow, guys. It's a little bit controversial, I'll be honest. So it's going to be interesting to see how people take it. And it's a little bit different than I would say what we typically do. So definitely go tune into that tomorrow. Let me know what your thoughts on it in the comments and things like that. But it's definitely a little bit out there. And it's sort of, it's like half flipping related, if that makes sense. It's also a collab, so that'll be fun. By the way, guys, if you are enjoying the stream today, definitely drop a like. It really does help me out a lot. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content like this. I'm always bringing flipping content and flipping live streams to the channel. Guys, let's get some items moving here today. I want to make some bank today. And honestly, this Twisted Bow is not really filling for us at this current price point. The margin on the Twisted Bow right now is getting really, really thin, so I think we cycle away from the Twisted Bow and try to get another item going in place of that. I'm thinking the Arcane Spirit Shield might be another good option for us to try. I do like flipping the Arcane Spirit Shield. It is a very good flip considering it is a lower volume item. So I'm going to go ahead and list a couple of those. We'll get 4 of them going, let them do their thing. We still have 516 mil on hand. Let's keep an eye on those Dragon Hunter crossbows here. I do want to do the Dragon Hunter lance as well. Both have really good margins right now, so it would be a shame to miss out on those. Okay, Okay, these are buying really quickly, but I think it's actually going to go in our favor. So let's just let that ride out for a bit. The White Claw just splashed back up in my face, guys. Just flip a Twisted Bow for profit. Keck W, SS Kappa, man. What is good? Thank you for stopping by today, man. Hopefully you're doing well. Happy Friday to you guys. Hopefully you guys have been tearing up the Grand Exchange today, okay? Because honestly, me, you know, last stream, we had a tough time getting some profit moving. So I'm a little bit nervous going forward if we are going to have some, you know, as good of streams as we did in the past, right? So I mean, I'm going to try to hit a good stream today. We'll see if we can make a good amount of profit. We do have 1 mil in profit so far, about 15 minutes into the stream, which isn't too bad. We're looking good right now. We do need to increase that very, very slightly to actually stay, you know, competitive and on top of our stuff. But as of right now, I think we're doing fine. No major concerns yet, I would say. We're going to go back in on the Dragon Hunter crossbow. It's got a smaller margin than it did originally when we listed it. But again, I'm trying to chase those margins when I'm doing these active flips, right? And look at that. The Dragon Hunter Lance is going to crush profit right now for us. Absolutely incredible crush on the Dragon Hunter Lance. That is amazing. I do want to go back in and try to get a few more considering they are actually selling. So I would like to buy a couple more. Try to control that margin as best as I can before the prices really get updated onto the wiki. We'll see if we can make a little bit of money off of it. FU says, can you look at the price history for the rune scroll of Swamp Bark? Okay, we just got another 2 Dragon Hunter Lances. We're going to hold on to those for a minute. It looks really shady. No reason for their value to increase. Yeah, it could be it's one of those newer items, right? And someone is just buying a major supply of the item. And usually when an item only comes into the game through one method, you can have people who take massive supply of the item and really control the market of the item, right? So I'm not going to take a look at the graph, honestly, on stream here today, but I mean, I would be very weary about flipping that item, especially something like that that's not really essential to the game. It does have a use, right? But it's very defined, and I honestly would just stay away from the item. It's probably not worth your time. We're going to hold out on that lance here. I think they're going to swing back in our favor. Brandon Burt says, are you following the OSRS wiki prices or are you mainly calculating your own prices to put on your items? So what I do is I follow the wiki prices almost to the T, right? Because I want to know where items are trading. I have found that the wiki is actually, it is accurate, but it's a little bit laggier than I would have liked. It seems to be like a little bit lagged with all of its updates because there must be like so much demand for all the margins at once, right? So many people have these scripts. They're constantly pinging the server. They want to know where these item prices are. So yes, the margins are accurate, but they're like very slightly delayed, I found in my experience. We have Gravid coming in here as well. Gravid, man, what is up, dude? Hopefully you're doing well, man. It's good to see you back on the stream, dude. Honestly, I really like when you stop by, man, because you're just like one of the OG members around here, and we really appreciate your continued support. Now, we do have enough capital to get something else big flipping here. Now, I'm thinking we maybe go ahead and do the Grazi, potentially. It's not looking amazing, actually. It looks pretty good, but it's nothing crazy. Another item that we could do instead, though, is the Dragon Warhammer. Now, the Dragon Warhammer has been going crazy price-wise, and I would like to try to take advantage of that here today. We did execute on this last stream. It was actually our best flip on the last stream that we did, so I would like to get another one going, see if we can make a little bit of bank on it. Saints fan in van says, tuning in from the gym. Good to see you, Saint, man. Thank you for tuning in for another stream. You're always at the gym too, man. So you're probably getting those in real life strength gains. Good to see it. Brandon Burt also chiming in. He says, I noticed that too, so it's been able to get me a bit of cheeky profit with some of the items on the lag. Yeah, so, I mean, if you can, like, arbitrage that kind of, like, lag update that goes onto the site, then you're going to make a lot of money on it. And we're kind of doing a similar thing right now on the Lances. It's not exactly the same, but it's very, very similar. And we are slowly knocking that margin down because, honestly, it's a little bit unrealistic of a margin. But, again, if we can continue to hit it and continue to make the same exact margin that we have been hitting, then, I mean, hey, I'm going to be very happy about that. Always gonna check in, bro. Thank you, Gravid, man. He says, is it hiding prices? I love it. Yeah, we had to start hiding the prices because the streams got so popular that we had to hide prices. But now all the prices are available at any time without even having to do a margin check on the old school RuneScape wiki. So it's some like give and take on that. I just cover them on stream because it's just like a very simple thing. Like if someone wants to look up the item price, they can, but there's a lot more effort that is involved to actually go and do that. Armadillo crossbow looking at pretty good right now. Let's try and get 8 of those. We also have the Dragon Warhammers buying as well. And for some reason, I think when volume is very high, it's like the wiki doesn't really update as quickly, right? So there is a little bit of like lag on a lot of these margins. It's actually detrimental to flipping, right? Because if you have delayed margins, then we have a lot of people listing at old margins. And yes, that is going to make you money in certain situations. But again, it's just going to mean that people are basically listing at like random prices. So it gets a little bit funky. I miss being able to play for sure. I barely have time for my girl on my hands now. My guy, I went blonde. Oh, that's interesting, bro. Nice little change up. And I'm glad that your relationship is going well, man. Me and the White Claw are doing quite well, as you can see. We have STH, he says, I have the Mac. Oh, okay, he was just responding to someone else. We also have SS Kappa saying, I managed to grind out Dragon Slayer 2 requirements and complete Monkey Madness 2 and Dragon Slayer 2 also. Dude, amazing, man. That is such a quest grind, and I freaking hated doing, like, I hate doing quests, guys. I'll never get the quest cape, guaranteed. He said, decided to take a break from flipping to focus on main progression. Honestly, that's going to make you play the game longer, so that's probably a good thing. Like, you can only flip so much, right? I mean, I flip all the time, but most people can only flip for a certain amount of time. It's different, though, because I kind of have a channel. I like making content for it, so it's a little bit different. Anyway, guys, if you are enjoying the stream today, definitely drop a like. It really does help me out a lot. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content like this. I'm always bringing flipping content and flipping live streams to the channel for you guys to enjoy, so hopefully you do enjoy it. Let's make some gains today, guys. We're only at 1.5 mil right now. We're currently averaging about 5 mil an hour, 22 minutes into the stream. I would like to actually increase that profit per hour here. We do need to make a couple adjustments. Now, I do think that the Arcane Spirit Shield is going to sell for a higher price. At the same time, though, the margin on it right now is probably a little bit stale, so let's actually move away from that and get into something else. I am going to leave that Arcane Spirit Shield in there, though. Let me think here. Let's do the Zamorakian Spear next. This thing is a little bit cheaper. We should be able to get a few of these traded without too much of an issue. And that Dragon Warhammer got stale, too. Looks like that shifted up in price a fair bit. I'm going to be patient on the Dragon Warhammer because I think it's going to have a few shifts here. I'm going to list it for a little bit higher, but I don't think the margin on it right now is very accurate. Let's also relist that Armadillo crossbow as well. Are the White Claws plus RNG? Simon, I hope so, man. I hope they are. They definitely throw my game off a little bit, but hey, that's what it's all about here on this lovely Friday evening. We also have Mac Daxel saying, awesome, finally, I'm on to see a stream. Good to see you, Mac, man. Thank you for tuning in today, and hopefully you are enjoying it. Definitely drop a like if you are. We also have Saints Man. He says, I tried the Dragon Warhammer as an overnight flip, and I bought in for 41.85 million. Woke up this morning and the price was sub 40 mil. I wanted to capitalize on the volatility, but it didn't work out. What would be your strategy for doing an overnight flip with a volatile item? If it's volatile, you gotta list very, very low, right? If something's getting a lot of hype, you want to predict that the item is going to crash down on you. Again, it is always better to get into an item, or not get into an item at all than to get into it for too high of a price, right? And it come down on you and you lose money. If an item doesn't buy overnight, it's not a big deal, guys. Like, that happens to me a lot, right? I'll list like 8 overnights and only 2 will hit, but the 2 that hit are gonna make me like 10 mil. So it's like, there are pluses and minuses to each strategy, but in my opinion, it's better to try to get 8 items going, and then if some of them miss, it's not a big deal. I try to get amazing deals on my overnight offers, and when they hit, it feels very, very good. Although it would be nice to, of course, fill up your Grand Exchange with overnight items and hit everything. Anyway, let's go ahead and flip these Dragon Warhammers back. We only have one that we need to sell off. We should be able to sell it without too much of an issue. These lances are giving me a little bit of anxiety right now. It's not the end of the world on the lances, but we are going to knock them down about another 40k or so. We still are in a profitable range on the lances. We should be okay as long as we can sell them off at a decent time frame, right? If they keep coming down on us, it's going to be a problem. We'll probably lose a little bit of money if that's the case. These Dragon Warhammers are a little bit stale as well. Let's keep searching for some more items, guys. Trying to get something else going in its place. We do have the Scythe of Vitur here as well. That might take a little bit longer to buy, but I do want to try and get one. Let's see, 945 mil. So we really do have a lot of money here. Sorry, like the microphone gets in front of my list. I can't see it as well. Let's see. Shoot, I can't really find anything that looks too great in my opinion. We could do these. We're going to go in on a few Sanguesti staffs. We'll list 4 of those and let them do their thing. We also have this Scythe of Vitur. We're still waiting on that. I think we're going to cancel that, actually, and maybe go in on another Twisted Bow. A little bit more patience on those larger margin items, I think, is going to go a long way today. You drink a lot of water. Of course, always. Mac Daxel also saying, already liked it, man. Always, much love. Thank you, Mac, man. Do appreciate it. Seriously, as a smaller content creator, really does help me out a lot, dude. It looks like our Armadillo crossbow margins are just getting chased to oblivion right now. We will actually adjust them as well, but it's a shame to see how aggressive flipping has become over a very recent time frame, right? Like, flipping used to be very, very relaxed, or even active flipping, but now it's like, I mean, it's very difficult to relax an active flip. I'll put it that way. How much is the Twisted Bow now? It's about 1.1 bill. It's a little bit less. Flip it 1 GP margin, no balls. We have 1776 asking, Scapenomics, what is your opinion on slow flipping high volume items like swordfish, planks, nails, etc.? It's a great strategy. I think if you have a smaller cash stack, flipping those things over a passive time frame or even an active time frame is a very, very good strategy. It's really beneficial to focus on high volume items when you don't have that much cash because, first of all, they're cheap. Second of all, it's very cheap to run a margin check on them, which is going to give them, or give you, excuse me, the best real-time price on the item. And third, you can list a lot of the quantity for not that much, right? So they're good for overnights, they're good for passive flips, they're good for anything but investments, I would say. We can all own T-bows now. I wish, dude. 15k profits on 10 mil items, ridiculous. I know, and like a lot of the margins now are being completely crushed, right? There's a lot of competition on some of this stuff. Now, that is why I've been promoting like passive flipping or flipping over a long time frame a lot more, because I think it's way more powerful. Like, for example, overnight flipping is going to make you probably a lot more money than you would if you did multiple active flipping sessions. And like right now, again, we're flipping at like a peak time, so it's very, very hard to actually get a lot of flips listed and actually see them out to a full buy limit, right? Because we're, it's a Friday evening at the most popular time to actually play RuneScape. So it's definitely a very, very hard situation for us to be competitive on all of our offers and at the same time still make a lot of money on every single flip that we do. So it's more of like, let's see how much of a quantity we can get, and if we can't fill it out, let's knock it back and kind of readjust, try something else if that's not going to work out for us. And for example, these Armadillo crossbows, like we can't finish these. I mean, someone is just completely chasing the margin to nothing, and it's just really not worth it for us to chase it as far as they're chasing it. So we're just going to take our little bit of profit we can get on it, walk away, and try to get into something else in the meantime. This Twisted Bow would be nice to fill, but I'm not sure if we're going to get that either. We have DJ says, Yo, Scape, how do you feel about the Nightmare Staff? great overnight item, not something I would personally invest into. The Nightmare Staff is an item where there's only one way it comes into the game, right? It's kind of like the Eldritch Orb, Volatile Orb. And because it's the cheapest option of them all, it can be influenced by large whales or large merchants who want to influence the price of the item, because they can buy up a ton and really over time raise the price of it. So in my opinion, that is a kind of a downside for the Nightmare Staff, but it is a good overnight item because it has very, very large fluctuations overnight, sometimes like upwards of 2 to 3 mil. So it is a good item. But it's a risky item as well, of course. I'm gonna try and get a little... Okay, we did get that Dragon Warhammer off, which is nice. I want to check where we bought these Sanguesti staffs for. Okay, let's see here. We'll go ahead and list those Sanguesti staffs back. The Dragon Hunter Lances are looking a little bit fishy. I think I'm going to hold it out, though. Hopefully, within, like, the last 30 minutes, it will swing in our favor. Oh, we have Saints Fan in Van says, during yesterday's stream... Oh, sorry, let me get to N's comment first, because he did ask it first. He says, is overnight flipping actually different with the live prices right now? Yes, it is. It's way easier to hit overnight flips right now, in my opinion. That's why I think overnight flipping is really the new meta and the new strategy going forward for anyone who is serious about flipping. I do think that learning how to active flip is the first step in that process of learning overnights. But again, overnight flipping is very, very meta right now. It's going to make you the most money per hour. Definitely. And with the least amount of effort, too. So it's kind of like a broken moneymaker, in my opinion. Let's do these Zamorakian Spears here. We'll sell them back. My overnights are hit or miss. Yeah, exactly. It's like, overnights for me, it's like list 8 items, and if 2 of them hit, it's a good situation. Like, honestly. Dang, we have B Stoker giving us the $5 over on YouTube. Thank you so much for the $5, man. Seriously, you know, some people might not see that as a lot of money, but when you're doing something purely out of passion, getting $5 is incredible. So thank you, man. He says, dang, you know what you are doing. I like to think so, at least, man. Although we are a little bit weak on profit today, so let's turn it around with that $5. And thank you, B, man. Do appreciate it. Let's give B some hype in the chat, guys. Thank you for the $5, man. Now, Saints Fan also says, during yesterday's stream with Gemfully, I asked you if real-time prices had an impact on your stream viewership since you guys were talking about decreasing viewers. What is your opinion on that? Sorry, it seemed like if I was over-talking you guys last night. No problem, man. You weren't at all. It was a good question. I just, like, totally misinterpreted it at the moment. So, in my opinion, flipping is what I do. I do live streaming and flipping on live stream, which is quite unique. And in my opinion, like, if... you know, viewership is worse, then that it's worse. I'm just going to keep doing my thing, and I don't really care too much about the viewership. So, of course, the more the merrier, but if we can't get it, then we can't get it. Let's maybe try an Elysian. I mean, the Twisted Bow is just really not working out for us, no matter how hard I try. So, we'll try something else here. Maybe try some Dragon Claws, too. See, this is what I mean. Like, how many items do we cycle through that sometimes we don't even hit? Like, that's what's really annoying about the real-time prices and active flipping. You can just go through so many items and not even hit a few of them. And it's just like you're constantly listing new stuff. Now, luckily, we did get those, the Zamorakian staves off, which is, or not staves, the spears, which is nice. We actually had a solid margin on those, I think. We made about, well, no, we didn't. We made 39K on those, which is not that great, but at least we made something. At least we didn't lose any money. And we'll go back in and try to flip something else here. Trying to search for something good for us to do. These will be decent. We'll go ahead and list a few of the Necklaces of Anguish here. We'll see if we can make a little bit of money on those. Let's check our Bandos Tacit listing as well. This looks like someone's like slightly above us on that. We're just going to hold that. How are you doing today, Scape? Says Skygore6. Skygore X6, excuse me. Good to see you, Skygore, man. I'm doing very, very well today. We're trying to squeeze out a lot of profit today, but we're honestly having another tough session, so we'll have to see how it goes in the end here. But for the most part, doing well, man. It's Friday. We got the weekend off, of course, and I'm very happy about that. And I think I'm actually... So I was doing a little bit of testing, guys, because I said I was going to release a video that talked about flipping with smaller cash stacks with real-time pricing, right? So I was doing some testing yesterday. I did a little bit today, and I'm going to do some testing tomorrow and hopefully record the video on Sunday. I'm trying to figure out, like, if it's better to really do high volume or lower volume stuff or medium volume stuff with smaller cash stacks. I'm really trying to discover what is the best method to actually make a good profit per hour. So stay tuned. That is coming. I just want to make sure, like, when I give advice, it's actually solid advice and I'm not making a video for no reason. B Stoker says, no problem, big dog. Thank you, bro. Seriously. XY says, overnighting gives you way better margins. Absolutely, XY. Like, overnights are going to make you a lot more profit in the long run. And I think learning overnight items is the best way to really take advantage of flipping, especially with this current meta. And it's very, very easy to do. Have you struggled with live prices? With lower cash stacks, yes. With higher cash stacks, not like... I wouldn't say like I'm you know, strapped for profit on a lot of this stuff, but yeah, it's definitely like I have days where it's a lot harder to get stuff moving. For example, like I think off-peak flipping is really, really meta right now, right? If you're an active flipper, focusing on the times where the least amount of people are online, where there's going to be the least amount of competition, is really what's going to make you the most profit per hour. Like, for example, I have literally basically max cash that we're using today. I do have max cash, but we're using about 2,140,000,000, right? So we're sitting here, we're flipping, and I only have 1.9 million in profit so far after 36 minutes. I mean, we should be theoretically doing better than that, but there is so much competition right now because we are playing at a peak time. So if you're playing and flipping during one of the most hyped times in RuneScape, or to actually play the game, then you're going to have a lot more trouble flipping. So that's why we have all this competition here right now. Really hoping that Elysian fills. We'll keep a close eye on it. Slowly waiting for these items to go through. The Dragon Hunter Lance sadly coming down in price on us. Don't know what we're going to do about that, to be quite honest. I think we're just going to hold it through. The Senguesti Stabs not really working out in our favor as well. It looks like the price on them is a little bit lower than I would have hoped, but again, we're still making profit on them, but it's really not that much anymore. That's the problem I find. Like, these margins that like used to be very, very big are now like very small and very competitive to actually hit. And the fluctuations make it a lot more difficult. Like, you guys look like, and you guys see how many times I'm adjusting prices on some of this stuff. It's crazy. Like, before, you just did a margin check, you listed, and you waited, and like 90% of the time you'd fill a limit. Times have changed, boys. Times have changed. World of RS says, hey, Sierra, hope you like my flip, and you are doing well. World of RS cranking some great flips out, man. Good to see you. Thank you for tuning in today as well. And guys, be sure to drop a like over on YouTube if you are enjoying the live stream. We also have a Discord dedicated to flipping and money making in old school RuneScape. If you're not in there already, definitely feel free to join that. I talk with you guys in there about flipping and money making, and you can talk with other members about it too. And if you message me there privately, I will respond to you, I promise. I can't guarantee a quick response, but I do respond to everybody who gives me a private message. So definitely join that and reach out to me. Especially if you're struggling, you're trying to figure out a better way to actually go ahead and flip these items. Because, like, right now, me personally, like, today is not a good session, right? Like, I think last week we were having some really solid sessions. I think we hit 6 mil on one. We hit, like, 5.5 mil on the other. Daxomac, thank you for the follow, man. Really do appreciate it. But, like, today, we're not doing as good. So, like, it's a little bit interesting. I feel like active flipping with real-time prices is just gotten a lot more difficult. Not in the sense that it's hard to make money necessarily. It's just, you know, you have to work around, you know, the on-peak times and the off-peak times, right? If there's a lot of people online, you probably don't want to flip because there's going to be a lot of competition. And for example, like, Right now, we're at one of the highest peak times. So, you know, if I was to wait a couple hours and flip then, like 1 or 2 in the morning, my time, I'd have a lot more success. There's less competition online. But again, like overnight flipping or flipping over a longer time frame is really gonna be how you make the most money. So again, I will try to make videos on that stuff. And I just want to make sure when I make these videos, it's quality content that you guys can enjoy and you guys can use going forward. So I always take my time when I put these things together. The imbued heart actually doesn't look too bad right now. Let's try and get that. Then I need to make sure that I check all my margins here and that we're actually on top of everything. We also have Fabled Melon popping in as well. He says, world with a smiley face. Good to see you, Fabled Melon, man. Absolutely an incredible flipper you are, man. So thank you for tuning in. It is an honor to see you in here. We have the imbued hearts here. Let's go ahead and try to get a few of these listed. And maybe we'll go in and get 8 of them, even. We did get the Kodai wands as well, so we'll turn around and sell those. Again, it's like, you know, I finally bought the Kodai wands, and that margin comes down on us very slightly. Now, I don't know if that's the most accurate margin right now, but again, I would like to get that off at that current price point and actually sell the item. So it really sucks when, you know, you're trying to really flip an item and those margins just crumble on you. I mean, it's such a frustrating thing with active flipping these days, just because margins are updated by the second. Fabled Melon with the heart. Love it, man. We also have Mac Daxel saying, didn't know about the Twitch stream. I've watched all of it on YouTube. Yeah, it's the same stream. We just throw it on YouTube or Twitch and YouTube so you guys can watch it. Just to like for the viewer experience, whatever people like more, they can go watch what they like. You can force the Kodai up, I think. I hope so. I mean, I'm just gonna sit on where it is right now. Again, it is more important for me to get off these flips with speed right now. Try to cycle into more items as we go forward. But again, we're having a very tough time with a lot of these flips. I mean, 2.9 mil an hour is not a great average for us. We really need to kick it into gear, try to get a little bit more money out of some of this stuff, and that's what we're going to try to do. Maybe we'll try and go in on, like, let's see. The Scythe just did a little bit of a price run up, and now it's coming back down. So I want to see if I can get one for a little bit under margin. I'll keep a close eye on that one as we go forward here. Now, we do have the Necklace of Anguish buying up as well. And like I said before, we will leave the Dragon Hunter Lances here to actually sell off over time because they are starting to swing back up. I want to sell them for at least a 45k profit each. And think about that, guys. 64.7 mil into an item for a 45k profit. Feels bad, man. What happened to the good old days? Anyway. Let's see. The Ancestral Robe Tops here. Looking fine. Kind of searching through my margin list here. Trying to figure out what's going to be best for us to go ahead and flip. My bad. Anyway, guys, if you are enjoying the stream today, definitely drop a like. It really does help me out a lot. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content like this. Like I said earlier, we do have a Discord group as well dedicated to flipping and money making in old school RuneScape. So if you haven't seen that, definitely go ahead and join it. Let's see. Let me do the Necklace of Anguish here. Let's sell those back for... It's like, it's not even that great of a profit, but it's something. Let's see here. Maybe the Twisted Bow is a better option. Let me see if we have enough to do that. Yeah, we do. Let's try and do that Twisted Bow. I feel like the Twisted Bow is a little bit more stable than the Scythe of Vitur, and I feel like right now it actually has a decent margin on it, so we'll see if we can actually get one traded. It would be nice if we could flip another Twisted Bow, because that's going to be a lot of profit for us. The margin on the Twisted Bow just got updated as well. We'll leave it where it is for now. Fingers crossed it goes in our way, but, you know, you never know with flipping, right? Oh, snap. Good RuneScape friend here. Got the Bloodhound. Absolutely incredible. Anyway, just had to let him know I was live. Anyway, we do have the Sanguesti staff here. It is coming down in margin a little bit, and that's kind of a bad situation for us, right? Because we were actually flipping these for about, I think it was like it was like 80K on some of the ones. Now we're looking at like 40K. It's like, that's what I mean. Like, people are really chasing margins to nothing, and if you don't focus on flipping over a longer time frame, you're wasting a lot of time active flipping. So, like, and that affects, you know, my live streams, right? And when there's more volume as well, it's going to be a better experience for the active flippers and even maybe the overnight flippers as well. As someone who flips, you want to see more volume, right? You want to see larger fluctuations, larger price runs, and price drops, because that's going to let you get in cheap and sell for a higher price more quickly. It's going to make you more profit per hour. Right now, we're actually at a pretty stable time, right? This is not a lot of action here. Not a great update horizon as well, so we'll have to see. Alex P says, yo, hope all is well, man. Just joined the Discord a few days ago, and it's been helping me with my flips. Alex P, man, thank you for stopping by, saying hi. I know, Alex, man, I try to tell everyone on the live streams to join the Discord group, because it's just such a powerful place to improve your flipping in general, and especially when I'm not live or I can't answer any questions in the chat. So, of course, guys, if you have any questions about what to flip with your cash stack or anything related to flipping, let me know. But definitely join us on Discord if you're not with us already. We would love to have you in there. I mean, we have a group of over 2,200 members, I think, at this point, that can teach you how to flip and make money in old school RuneScape, so definitely join that. We have beginner flippers in there, experienced flippers in there, people who only do overnights, people who only do investments, people who active flip. There's just such a wide variety of people in there that can teach you how to flip, so it's definitely a big plus to join the Discord group, get involved with the community, and show off your skills, because I clearly need to talk to the community a bit more with this embarrassing profit per hour. Let's see here. I need to get a solid flip going, because I really need to get bailed out. That's like, you're having like a tough session, and you're just praying, right? You're like, I need that one item that's going to save me. That's how I feel right now. And I want to try and find something that's good. But honestly, today we have gone through so many items. We have been on the item hunt to find things. So I've been searching around, trying to find what's going to be best for us. And I think I'm actually going to try a little bit of a different strategy here as far as some of this stuff goes. Not that it's going to be very different, but maybe something that's a little bit more high volume, and that's going to be the Dragon Pickaxe. We're actually going to go in on some Dragon Pickaxes here. Now, these are a pretty competitive flip, I got to be honest. Flipping Dragon Pickaxes is really not that easy. Drawing asking a great question. Oh my god, I'm stumbling my words. He says, how much money do you need to start flipping? To start flipping, honestly, I would recommend 10 million GP. I think that is the optimal amount to start flipping, to actually see not only success and a decent profit per hour, but to also learn how to flip and kind of have enough money to try out a lot of items. 10 mil is my minimum recommendation. Xavier says, hey, hope you have that Miller Lite not too far away. It's Friday, my man. We have a White Claw today. It's a little bit different, but yes, I ran out of Miller Lite, so we had to go with the White Claw. Although it's empty now. Guess we're on the lighter half of the stream, so you have to expect something like that. Let's see. Again, like, having a very difficult time finding items. I mean, we need to really check up on all of our margins here. The Kodai Wand absolutely crushed margin-wise. I mean, this is what I hate about active flipping these days. Like, I have so many margins that look promising that just go to nothing. I know I'm being a hater and I need to take it with a little bit better of an attitude, but like, it just sucks when, you know, we've had some great streams in the past with these active flipping sessions with real-time prices as well, and now it's like, you know, we have 2 bad days in a row, right? And it's frustrating when you make flipping content and you get on here live and you want to make a lot of money to showcase to people, hey, you can actually make a decent profit still active flipping. But maybe that is not the case. I mean, active flipping right now, at this current moment in time, is definitely a massive struggle. Again, having to slowly walk down this Sanguesti staff margin basically to nothing, just very unfortunate. I accidentally messed up the sell offer on that. Can I get an F in the chat, man? Why does this always happen to me? Why do I do this every day? Oh my goodness. All right. We really got to turn it around, man. Worst flipper in the game, dude. Oh, such an F, bro. Freaking F in the chat. We just threw away like 800k. And we've been having a very tough session. That was not what I wanted to do. Oh, no. See, and that's another risk with active flipping. You might list it wrong, and it's actually more likely that you're going to list something incorrectly with these real-time prices, considering that with real-time... GE tax says XY, absolutely, man. With these real-time prices, like, you have to get them off a website and then pull them into the Grand Exchange and physically type them out. Wild Muffin says, tip number 1 for new flippers, type your numbers right. Absolutely. I sold them for 70 million, and I meant to sell them for 71 million. Feels bad, man. Anyway, let's try to make some of that back here. That's just so tough. Like, it's so demoralizing, man. It's just crazy, right? Because we're here active flipping. Now, with that loss averaging about 1.2 mil an hour, like, that's awful, dude. Like, 1.2 mil like an hour, like, so bad, man. Considering I'm working with 2 billion GP, so embarrassing. Let's see. Let's get those just issue armor sets listed. Fat finger is the bane of flipping. Absolutely, man. The absolute kryptonite of a flipping session is that fat finger. Waiting on a lot of this stuff to go through. We could sell the twisted bow for a reduced margin, and that's currently what it's looking like on the Grand Exchange here, or on my active price listing. But I really don't want to sell it for that low of a price, right? Because if I let it go for a reduced margin, then we're just gonna have to sit and wait even longer for another one to come in. And honestly, I think we can actually get it off at this current price if we just wait a little bit longer, and it's gonna make us more money, obviously, in the long run on that. Fabled Melon says, I bet it is much harder to flip on stream now as well. People look at your items you're flipping for inspiration, and they can see a lot of the prices on the wiki update very quickly. That is true, but we did just hit a pretty solid margin on those just to share armor sets. So I'm definitely going to try to go in on another one. But yeah, that's another thing, Fabled Melon. And like, I still have my prices covered, right? So that is kind of to deter people from searching up the items on the wiki, right, and seeing where they're trading around. Obviously, I know that people can just look up the items on the wiki and try to compete or try to get inspiration off those items. I think there's a little bit of barrier to entry, though, when we're flipping things like the Twisted Bow or Scythe of Atur, things that are very expensive. But yes, of course, people can, you know, hop in, search the margins, and try to get in front of me and trade those items. Definitely is another factor. But I mean, it's no different than someone randomly finding the item as well, right? So it's a give and take. The only thing would be like they can see when I, you know, adjust the pricing on it. But it would, I guess, sort of be like real-time pricing. We did get the one dragon pickaxe bought and sold. I guess that's good. DJ says, oh yeah, I broke a 500 mil bank this week. Let's go. Congrats on the 500 mil bank. He says, including items, but yeah, halfway to my goal. Congratulations, man, on the 500 mil bank. Literally, that is incredible, dude. Like, seriously, congrats on the 500 mil. Get another 500 mil and get to that 1 bill stack. I mean, flipping with 500 mil, like, is way better than flipping even with 400 mil. That 500 mil definitely feels very, very good. You know, I'm desperate to squeeze some items through here at the end. I'm hoping to squeeze like a 2 mil profit by the end. Still searching for some better stuff here that we can actually execute on. It's a little bit harder to actually find good items too. I kind of have to look through my list and see what's looking good. Cash tag is under 400 mil, but I'm getting there, aiming for 1 bill by September. Yeah, but like the bank value though, still the bank value, very, very good. By the way, guys, if you are watching over on Twitch, be sure to give us a follow. We really would appreciate it. If you're watching over on YouTube, definitely drop that like. It would really help out a lot as well. And if you want to join us on our Discord group, there is a link in the description below for that. We have a Discord group of over 2,200 members now that is dedicated to flipping and money making in old school RuneScape. And if you message me there privately, I can definitely teach you a thing or two about flipping. Would love to help you and coach you personally on how to improve. I can't guarantee a quick response, but I can guarantee a response. Also, there's plenty of people across our community that could help you out as well. All right, let's try to cycle out of this Twisted Bow. Unfortunately, it's not going to swing back in our favor in the past couple minutes here of the stream, right? So let's go ahead and try to sell that back. I have a bigger bank than my friends who have been playing a lot longer, even if I account for bonds. Yeah, and I think that's the thing. Like, if you put a lot of effort into flipping, you're obviously going to accumulate wealth, right? And I just, recommend for a lot of players to try to learn flipping. Because if you do a couple active flipping sessions, you learn how flipping works, and then you translate those skills to overnight flipping, then you can be a player who never does flipping besides overnights, right? And, you log on to PVM, you log on to PK, or you log on to do some skilling, but you're always setting flips like overnights and passive flips, dude, it's going to improve the amount of money you're making in RuneScape tenfold. I guarantee it. Thank you, Fabled Melon, for the follow over on Twitch, man. Do appreciate it. Thank you for joining us over there as well. Seriously. Again, I think the growth on the channel recently has been very, very good, especially with that shout out from Tasty OSRS. So really appreciate him. And I didn't know he was doing that shout out, by the way. That was completely out of his own heart. So how long until max stack plat tokens? We'll have to get a few solid investments in before that happens. But, I mean, hopefully soon, man. But obviously not very soon. Maybe 20 years, we'll get there. At our current speed, it's going to take a while. Really, really sad, though. Just, how different active flipping has become and really how competitive it's become as well. And, again, we're flipping during a very active time, so I can't really complain too much, but I do want to try and do some active flipping sessions during off-peak times. It's just I never stay up that late, so it's a little bit more difficult for me to explore that. But I would like to record a session that's an off-peak time and just see how it goes. Just think it would be good content, and it would be good to show you guys the difference between active flipping during a peak time and an off-peak time. Because there's definitely a difference. I have done a very, minimal amount of it, but, again, I would like to do a bit more. $25 likes over on YouTube. Thank you guys for all the likes, man. Seriously, that's incredible. We've been crushing the like button today. Still waiting on that Twisted Bow to go, although we are on margin according to the real-time prices, so we'll be patient on that one. We did get the Elder Maul off as well, 1.6 mil in profit, very nice. We have DJ saying, I'm finding that fast items are good for actives, but otherwise it's dumb slow, like Tacit's Lance, etc. Yeah, because you can get in, really quickly secure the active supply and sell it back. I kind of find the same thing, DJ, definitely. And Amulet of Torture is another option on that, right? It's also a good one. But is it even that good? 10k for a Amulet of Torture? It's not that good. Now, we have to check where those Kodai wands are trading for. They're definitely going down in price. I'm going to leave them off stream here. We did get the Twisted Bow off, which gave us a little bit of profit back, but we didn't really make a lot on that last Twisted Bow, sadly. We'll try to get another one here before the end. It sucks that we took that loss there, what was it, 600 to 800k, somewhere in that range. We did pay the GE tax, of course, it always happens on these streams, especially on the Friday streams, guys, okay? I get a little bit sloppy as we go and relist those items. I would like to get that second Twisted Bow going here, but I'm not sure if we'll actually be able to hit that or not. Fable Melon says, impossible to flip for too big of margins on a Friday night peak time. Good session overall, in my opinion. Besides the mistake, then yes, I would say it's also a good session. But again, you have to account, like, sometimes you're going to fat finger an item, so it is what it is. Unlucky on the fat finger, yeah, of course. Clusa says, geez, only 1.8 mil an hour. What's going on? I'm telling you, man. Unlucky day. We did have a fat finger as well, which threw a little bit of cash back to the exchange. But anyway, guys, we are going to wrap it up there today as well. It is demoralizing as someone who is so dedicated to active flipping in this game and teaching you guys how it is to only hit these small profits, right? Like, it is definitely very frustrating. But that being said, flipping is not always a consistent game, right? Over time, flipping is consistent money, but in the short term, you're going to have spikes. You're going to lose money, you're going to make money, but primarily you're going to be in the positive most of the time. Anyway, guys, we're going to wrap it up here with 1.83 mil in profit. Definitely a weaker session today. Not too happy about it. We are going to try to smack a better session on Monday. And guys, make sure to tune in to the upload tomorrow. We have a collaboration video coming out tomorrow that is a little bit controversial. So I hope you guys will enjoy that one. Anyway, guys, thank you for tuning in. Definitely drop a like if you enjoyed, even though our profit was very crappy. And I'll see you guys all on Monday. Peace.